from Rogue Opera. Thank you very much for joining me for my fourth live stream. I'm now calling this Opera Live Lounge. It's from my lounge room to your lounge room, and a little bit later on in the show we're going to have an extra special guest, wonderful bass baritone David Wolozsko, who recorded a special song for us from his lounge room. We'll stream it to my lounge room, and then it's going to go out to all of you wherever you are, maybe in your lounge room, maybe in your kitchen, maybe some people are strolling around a lovely common. So it's again been a really exciting week, and we're super excited to start our program of guest artists, which we premiered last week with me duetting with the wonderful Eleanor Janes with the beautiful flower duet from Lakme by Dalib. If anyone missed that, you can see the replays on our webpage. And as I said, this week we'll have David, and then we have a whole list of Rogue Opera singers, of course accompanied by our wonderful pianist Guy Murgatroyd, lined up for the next few months and weeks and months even, as we all are hoping for news on the relaxation of the lockdown. That will probably start to happen, but definitely for live events, it will not be possible to get a big group of people together to see a concert, see a theatre, see any kind of live performance. So we are absolutely going to continue to stream live from my lounge room every Friday for the foreseeable future. And thank you so much to everybody who's given so generously already to the Rogue Opera COVID-19 Artist Funds. Thank you to those donations. As I said, we've been able to pay Eleanor and David and Guy, and we've also developing a really interesting online video content, which we're branding Opera Lockdown, or Lockdown Opera even. And I'm really grateful to my creative team, particularly Michelle Buckley, who's Rogue Opera's wonderful choreographer and movement director. She is really putting her creative eye to reimagining some of our opera scenes into a video format. So we're hoping that by next week we're going to be able to share our first taster. It's a scene from our production of Don Giovanni, and it's called the Viva la Libertà, Long Live Liberty. But all that is for the future. Today I've got two special songs for you. My first song is from Don Giovanni. My character Elvira, for those of you who watched a few weeks ago, I sang you her first aria. And during that first aria, Elvira, who has been jilted by Don Giovanni, comes into his room, into his fashion salon where he works, and she's fuming. She doesn't know what to do about her mixed feelings for him. And that aria ends in our production with her in a very undignified position on the floor. So she's come to confront this man. What ends up happening is the first time she sees him, she makes a bit of a fool of herself, and she's not very happy with that. So this second aria, she gets to come back in. She's just re-entered the catwalk room. She's seen Don Giovanni up to no good with a young thing called Zerlina. In our production, she's an aspiring fashion model. So she literally catches them on the floor. He's on top of her, and this time she gets to sing an aria that's full of power, and she's just sneering at him the whole way, basically. She's telling Zerlina, "Fuggi il traditor, get away from this traitor, don't waste your time with him. I know what he's like, he betrayed me, he's definitely going to betray you." But I definitely see this aria as probably one of her more triumphant moments, because she gets to just kind of look down her nose at him and have a bit of a sneer. So I hope you enjoy that in a moment. Before we do that, I'm just going to play a video introduction from our wonderful pianist Guy Murgatroyd, just so you can see that he really does exist. He has prepared this little statement for you to introduce our live stream. So over to Guy.
Hello, my name is Guy Murgatroyd, and I'm the musical director here at Rogue Opera. I joined the company fresh out of my master's just over 18 months ago, and have loved every minute of this most eclectic line of work ever since. Since we are a small company, I operate not just as the musical director, but also as our repetiteur, and play for all of our shows, galas, and auditions. It's not the easiest of jobs, but I love it, and couldn't be more wonderfully supported by a first-class creative team, as well as some of the most devoted singers a musician could ever ask for. So please sit back and enjoy all of this in action in today's live stream.
So that was Mozart's Don Giovanni. It was Elvira's aria Fuji. Oh, and forgot to press stop. So let me just work out some microphone issues here. I'm going to turn off my singing microphone, turn on my speaking microphone, and hopefully you're going to hear a much clearer sound in just a moment. So very, very excited in just a moment to introduce David Wolozsko. His aria that he'll be singing for you today is from a beautiful opera by Russian composer Tchaikovsky. It's Eugene Onegin. And David's character is the Gremlin. He's a count, he's very well respected, he's a bit of an older man, but he's a beautiful, beautiful character. And the heroine of Eugene Onegin, Tatiana, is a young woman who falls in love with Eugene Onegin. She dares to tell him of her love for him. And he, unfortunately, is a bit of a callous man. He thinks he's destined for bigger things. Tatiana and her family are a very lovely family. They live in the countryside. They're not particularly well connected or well to do. And Eugene thinks that he's going to be a big man in politics and life. And so he sort of tells her, well, you know, I'm sorry, I'm not going to waste my life being in love with you. So Tatiana is heartbroken by this, but in the end, she ends up marrying the Gremlin and finds happiness and love with him. And so this aria comes towards the end, and the Gremlin is really, in a very nice way, saying to Eugene, look what you missed. I have this beautiful woman, Tatiana, and love and happiness are far more important in life than ambition and money. So here is a little introduction video by David, and then he will sing for us the Gremlin's aria from Eugene Onegin. And just try that little shortcut on the thing again. Here is David.
Hello, my name is David Wolozsko. I'm a bass from Sydney, Australia, and I've been working with Rogue over the past year as the commentatore in Don Giovanni, their production of Don Giovanni, a role which is close to my heart as it's the role that I first saw in Opera Australia's production at the Sydney Opera House in 1990, and I thought, I want to do that. I want to do opera. I really love opera and I love singing. So I hope you enjoyed this aria, and thanks for your support for Rogue Opera, and keep the singing alive.
Любви все возрасты покорны, ее порывы благотворны, и наше врасьето лет едва увидевшему свет. И закаленному судьбой бойцу с седою головой Онегиня скрывать не стану. Безумно я люблю Татьяну, тоскливо жизнь моя текла, она явилась и зажгла, как солнце луч среди ненастья, и жизни молодость, да молодость и счастье. Среди лукавых, малодушных, Жалних палаватих судей, злодеев измежных и скучных, тупик привязчивых людей, среди хекеток богомольных, среди холодных добровольных, среди десятник модных штенок видик ласковых жен, среди холодных приговоров, жестоких сербой суети, среди досадной пустоты, расчетов дом и разговоров. Она блистает, как звезда во мраке ночи, в небе чистом, и мне является всегда сияние ангела, сияние ангела лучистом. Любви все возрасты покорны, ее порывы благотворны, и юноше в рассвет его видевшему свет, и закаленному судьбой бойцу седою головой. А я скрывать не стану, безумно я люблю Татьяну. Тоскливо жизнь моя текла, она явилась и зажгла, как солнце луч среди ненастья, и жизни молодость, да молодость и счастье, и жизни молодость и
So I can give David a big round of applause for that. And I hope you enjoyed our first attempt to bring you a pre-recorded aria live with me interacting, as I have done a number of times on stage with David. And I can tell you that when he's singing that to me in person, it's absolutely fabulous. You know, this beautiful, rich voice that he has just vibrates throughout your whole being. And, you know, one of the great things about live performance is that emotional connection that you have with your fellow performers, and obviously the emotional connection that you have with your audience. So we all really cannot wait to get back to the time when we can be sharing stages with our fellow artists and sharing this amazing performance art with all of you. Until that happens, as I mentioned, we will be doing some online video scenes, and to get prepared for that, we've been doing some weekly Zoom reconnections with our artists. And as anyone who might be a musician or a teacher, or even anyone who's used Zoom presents quite a few challenges in lots of ways, and particularly for singers. Zoom is designed, lots of those conferencing softwares are designed that when the noise level gets too loud or too many people are talking at once, it cuts out the sound. So obviously trying to rehearse anything with that kind of technology is difficult. But we're trying lots of different things to get around that. And one of the really nice things that has been apparent from those connections is that we all get to be together at least a little step closer in performing, rehearsing, creating music and art together. and that has really been wonderful for all of us, myself included. So once again, thank you to everyone who has given to our Rogue Opera COVID-19 Artist Fund, and any more money that you are able to spare in this difficult time goes directly back to those projects and allowing Rogue Opera to do more of these kind of things for our artists. So my final song for you today is a beautiful, beautiful piece by a composer called Wilhelm Gluck. His opera Paride ed Helene is based on the Greek story, the legend of Paris and Helen of Troy. And in this opera, once again, as a mezzo, I get to sing the role of a man. As I've mentioned before, that's known in the trade as a trouser role, not wearing trousers today, not time on these live streams for a costume change. But Paris is singing this song. He has been through all the turmoil to try and get permission, to try and find Helen, to convince her to come to him. And now he is on the beach and he's looking out to sea. And he's singing to Helen, O del mio dolce ador. This is an ode to the one I love. Even though we are separated now by distance, I know that you are coming to me. I can feel every breath that you take. I breathe also. And soon, at last, we will be together again. So this is my final song for you today. I hope you've enjoyed the live stream, and a little shout out to my wonderful cousin Nicola and her husband Steve. I had the immense pleasure of singing this song for them at their wedding quite a number of years ago now in Melbourne, Australia, as she walked down the aisle as a completely beautiful bride. So this is Gluck's O del mio dolce ador, and I'm just going to fiddle around my microphone again so that we get the best sound quality for you all. Realised you may have not heard any of that because both of my microphones were on mute. I apologise if none of that came through. I hope something managed to. If not, whoops, live technology. And if you missed all of what I said already, this is O del mio dolce ador from Gluck. Well, thank you so much for joining me again. I'm going to try and manage the microphone situation a little bit better now. If we can't, we'll fix it for next week. So thank you everyone again for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the wonderful performance by David Wolozsko and that you enjoyed my two arias, Fuggi from Don Giovanni and O del mio dolce ador from Gluck's Paride ed Elene. Please do tune in next week. We're going to have some more special guests, some more lovely music from us. Do send me your requests. You can email me at bronwen@rogueopera.co.uk. And please do share this live stream everywhere you can. We're really, really excited about the audience we're building and about the number of people who've messaged us and said, didn't think opera was for me, but I've listened to this and I love the story, I love the music, I love the drama. So Rogue Opera's personal mission is to really get as many new people to opera as possible. So anything you can do to help us do that is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you all next week. Goodbye. Nope, didn't work. Let's try that one more time. So I can't wait till the day I can have a producer in the room with me to make all of this much, much easier in terms of the microphones and the scene transitions. Until then, it's just me, and thank you very much for bearing with all the little technical hitches. I will definitely see you all next week in a much, much smoother production. Take care, everybody. Bye.